I want to talk a little bit about the Aztecs right now because this team is undefeated, one of 13 undefeated teams in the FBS. It is time for the Brady Hoke Report, sponsored by Sunroad's Kearney Mesa Hyundai, just minutes away from anywhere in San Diego. Coach, once again, congratulations on another victory. And when I say only 13 undefeated teams left and you are one of them, what meaning does that have for you right now?
Well, honestly, we just got to keep playing well, and we got to improve every week and every day we go out to practice. I think our guys, we're in this championship run, if you would call it that, because you can't afford, to stumble. So we got to get better. Obviously, there's things that we did well Saturday night, and Stephen, there's some things that we got to do a lot better.
Yeah, only the second time in the last 46 years that the Aztecs have started the season 5-0. Before we preview the San Jose State game this week, let's talk about what happened on Saturday night. Defensively, you guys were absolutely outstanding throughout the game. I'm sure you're always going to find a few things out there. But I want to start with the running attack. Coach Horton joined us on Friday. That's 5 straight games you guys have put up at least 200 yards rushing. And I asked Coach Horton, and he didn't really comment. It was more of a comment made by me. As effective as your running back has been, and he talked about the depth you got with running back, and we've seen that on full display week after week, just how much better could the running game be if the passing attack was a little more consistent, a little more effective, Coach?
Well, I think you saw that on Saturday. Jordan was 3 for 11 in the first quarter, which isn't exactly what we'd like to have. But you also saw Greg Bell get off to a really good start, our offensive line doing a good job. And then in the second and third quarter, Jordan was 8 for 13. And so we hit some shots. We had 3 drives that ended up in touchdowns. I thought the offensive line, the physicalness at the line of scrimmage, and all the backs, the guys who contributed did a heck of a job.
Coach, when we talk about your defense, and again, the only score was for New Mexico was on the fumble and the pickup for a touchdown. Where are we with this defense right now? What do you like so far? Where are some of the areas that you still think you need some improvement?
I think, they take a lot of pride. I think Kurt Maddox and his staff have done a really good job. But when you look at it, we haven't created enough turnovers, number one. I think that's something that we need to do a much better job, give our offense more opportunities. The RPO game, we're not doing a great job in the lanes, the run-pass options, and that's one of the things that Kurt was talking about linebackers, because it really falls on your Aztec, your Warriors, or your linebackers. So that part of it, didn't feel we tackled as well, Steve, as we had, and that means getting back to fundamentals, which we did last night, and we'll do again today, obviously, but getting back to those fundamentals and angles to the football.
All right, let's talk about the game coming up Friday night against San Jose State. Last year, of course, Mountain West champions. The Spartans have come a long way in recent years. It wasn't that long ago where they were as bad as it gets, but that was obviously no longer the case. What have you seen so far? The record's sitting, I believe, at 3-3 right now. What have you seen so far from San Jose State?
Yeah, they're a really good football team. They've had some injuries, and everybody has some, but their starting quarterback, Starkel, he hasn't played the last couple weeks. He's been beat up a little bit throughout the year, but then Nash has come in. Now, Nash was the guy because Starkel got hurt in the second play of our game a year ago. Cam Thomas had hit him, and then Nash came in and lit it up on us and ran all over the field. So, they've got a great tight end in Deese. Dad was a heck of a player at USC, and then played in the NFL, but the guy's a great tight end. They've got good skill. The offensive line is the same as it was a year ago. So they'll be the same, and our D-line will be the same. And, it will be a battle in the trenches on both sides of the ball.
Shortened week. Does it have a major effect on the team with one less day to prepare?
Well, we're going to try. What we ended up doing yesterday became Monday for us. So as we're going through it, we'll be a little bit not as physical on each other, a little bit more walkthroughs, and then, we got to be fresh. And that's fresh physically and fresh mentally. So as we work through the week, we're going to try and do a good job with that.
Coach, when your team gets off to a good start, and over your coaching career, you've had great starts for teams. You've also had teams that got off maybe to a rough start and picked up some momentum. But what does it mean for this team specifically to be sitting right now at 5-0?
Well, there's a lot of guys who came back, who could have gone and ended their careers. So those guys, those super seniors who came back, the Zach Thomases, Greg Bell, and all those backs, that have done a great job for us. Keegan, they all decided to come back, and they all decided to come back to try and win a championship. So having those guys back, and then we got a really good young class, I think, that freshman class, who hopefully they're taking good notes, they're dotting the I's and crossing the T's.
Well, Coach, congratulations again. You move up only one slot. I know you're not really looking at the AP poll. They got you at 24 right now, but just see this team undefeated. That's the most important thing. Best of luck. Big game on the road against San Jose State, the Spartans, and we'll talk to you next week, Coach.
Sounds great. Thanks, Steve.
All right, there he is, Brady Hoke, the head coach of the Aztecs.